put his arms on my thighs and was just getting closer and closer and closer and closer and closer. And all I wanted to do was get closer and closer and closer and closer to God. Oh, I'm sorry. What's up, YouTube? Hey, y'all. Actually, give me 1 second. Sorry, had to charge my my camera. Anyway, what's up, y'all? It is your boy Darriusofficiall. I know I'm giving y'all very much, you know, very much electrocuted, you know. Yeah, but that ain't the point. As you can see from the title below today and what's on the table, we got a mukbang / story time. Y'all, I'm so excited because I just been waiting for this. Like, this pizza is so good, okay? Like, so first I have some pizza from Domino's. It's a pepperoni pizza with bacon and jalapeno peppers on it, because y'all know. I ain't even gonna lie, like, I've been feeling a little congested, you know, so I need something to clear up my sinuses. And then I also got me some spicy nuggets from Wendy's. I also had to give me a cold drink. That cold drink, yeah, baby, that's that cold drink. That's that cold drink, baby, please. Anyway, story time too. Yeah, so, but before we get into all of that, let's pray over this food, okay? Because I'm really hungry, all right? Heavenly Father, I come to you as humble as I can, Lord God. I don't want y'all in my prayer. Y'all not gonna steal my prayers, so hold on. Amen. Okay, let's dig in. All right, y'all. So the story time that I will be telling y'all about today is this is so good. The time that I dated a straight guy. Now y'all know I had a few encounters with like straight guys and stuff, but this one actually was crazy. It broke my heart. Yeah, it wasn't. Okay, I'm over here choking, but look, y'all know that story time that I just posted about Alex. Y'all remember that story time with the one that I thought was a girl, blah blah blah, such and such. So this kind of happened like around that time, but not during that time, of course, because you know we don't do all that. But around that time, maybe like I want to say a month after. Y'all, it's crazy. Y'all probably be like, you be having a lot of encounters with different peoples, and I just feel like if you not, you know, then like okay, because I wasn't. Hell, anyway, y'all know when I tell stories, I don't say names, okay? We gonna name this person Cyrus, okay? Now, around a year ago, you know, this is when everything started to happen, but we always been cool. We've been cool for maybe like, okay, so I met him like in 2017. And you know, from my understanding, he was straight. That's what he was saying, and that's the energy he was pulling off and everything. So I'm like, okay, you know, you straight, okay, cool. Now, we would hang out, but not often. Right? So then around the time last year came, 2020, and we started hanging out more because like around this time quarantine came, it was picking up, and then it was like, you know, we don't want to hang out with nobody else, and we knew of each other, like we knew like we was cool and stuff. So no, so we would hang out, and you know, this piece is so fucking good. We would hang out, and I didn't think much of it. Like he had a girlfriend, or no, he had a girlfriend, but at this time he was broken up with her, but I knew of the girl, like he was always with her, like, you know. So they ended up breaking up. I should have thought about that right then and there, like that's a red flag. Like, you know, now you all in my face after you done broke up with your girlfriend. Like, he would come over and we literally just used to chill and kick it. One thing about him though, he used to stay high. Like he always smoked and smoked and smoked and smoked. Like he just felt like he needed to smoke all the time. So every time I see him, he was either high, just getting high, just from getting high, some way, somehow he was always fucking high. We was hanging out, and then maybe like a month into it, things started getting a little weird, like super weird. It was so weird. Like he would start, like he got really comfortable with me. Like he started calling me best friend, or no, like he would call me Besto, like B-E-S-T-O. Once again, I didn't think much of it. I was just like, all right, maybe, you know, he know I'm cool. I know he cool, you know, whatever, cool. Wait. Let me describe to y'all what he looked like. Y'all already know I always describe the person. All right, so He was like 6 foot, maybe like 5'11". 6 foot, 5'11", dark skin, the typical thought boy haircut. Pretty teeth. He was a handsome kid. He was handsome, you know. He was just straight, from my understanding. That's what I thought. So back to the story. You know, him going from Besto to this and that, blah blah blah. It was slowly start to graduate towards like, what the fuck is going on? What's going on? Like, you know, like, what are we doing? So he was also 19. So I was 20, he was 19. And y'all, I don't like talking to younger guys, okay? I just don't fucking like it. But I didn't expect to be talking to him, you know? Like, I just thought like we were just cool. So one day he asked me if I could pick him up from his brother's house because he wanted to go back home. It was getting late, that type of ordeal, right? Okay. So I said, you know what? Yeah, sure, I'm gonna look out for you. And at the time, he stayed literally like 6 minutes away from me. So I said, yeah, okay. Y'all, I go pick him up and he act like he don't want to go home. What the fuck? Like, we weren't agreeing on this. So he literally got in the car and he was like, yeah, I don't even think I want to go home right now. Like, what you about to do? What was you finna do? What you trying to get into? Blah, blah. And I'm like, nigga, it's like 12 o'clock in the morning. What do you mean? Like, like, you know, what do you mean? What am I trying to get into? Like, so he tried to make an excuse on saying like, oh, well, I don't want to go home because like my mom's asleep and I don't want to wake them up, yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. So where the hell do you expect for you to go? Once again, y'all, I'm just in the car. I'm like, Cyrus, like, I'm tired. Like, you know, you gotta like, you know, what you about to do? So he like, you ain't tired. Let's just kick it in the car. Once again, I'm not thinking shit of it, y'all. I'm not thinking shit. Okay, I'm like, well, we kick it in the car, you know. So I'm like, all right, so I parked in front of his house and we kicked it in the car. Mind y'all, I knew his mama, he knew my mama. We just chilling in the car. He asked me, can he flame up? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, go ahead. I don't care. At this time, like, I had my Dodge Dart, so I really ain't get no fuck about that car. Like, I was like, yeah, you know, whatever. But now I'll let people smoke my car because they ass don't be giving a fuck. You be having damn weed follicles and on your seats and shit. I ain't with all that bullshit. So anyway, so I let him flame up. We just sitting there talking. Like, we had a deep ass conversation about like what, like different things that we experienced at school or just certain friends that we not friends with no more and stuff like that. And then, y'all, he literally looked over to me and was like, what would you do if I kiss you right now? Who, me? Who? Me? Y'all, it caught me off guard. I swore he was playing. Like, it caught me, first off, it caught me so much off guard because I'm literally talking to him and he cuts me off and says it. I'm like, yeah, bro, like, they was so wild in high school. Like, that shit was wild. And he was like, what would you do if I kiss you right now? I say, what? like, what the, like, what? Like, and he was like, you heard me, what would you do if I kissed you right now? And I was like, bro, like, you play too much. I'm like, yo high ass just ain't anything. And he like, hell yeah, damn near. And I was like, okay. So he is playing. He let it go. He let it go. Like, after I said, yo high ass just doing anything, he let that shit go. So I'm like, okay. Shit got a little awkward after that because I didn't know what to say. And then I think he knew in his head, like, I wasn't playing, but he didn't give me the answer I wanted. So, like, now it's awkward. So now I'm trying to make this shit get back normal. Like, I'm trying to make the conversation get back normal, y'all. And it was just fucking weird. It was so weird in that car, y'all. That night specifically. So I get to talking about like school and shit, and I was telling him like how I wanted to go see one of my old favorite teachers and stuff, blah blah blah. He was like, yeah. Right, I'm like, for sure. And then the conversation got dead and it was just like a dead awkward silence, and he reached over. I hope this man don't see this, but he reached over and grabbed my thigh and said to me, you know I fucks with you, right? Who? Me? I'm so stuck right now. I'm like, he like, yeah, you know I fucks with you, right? And he just like caressing my thigh and I'm like, oh my god. And I'm like, I fucks with you too, but like, what are we doing? Like, what's going on? So y'all know me and y'all know my anxiety. Tell y'all this all the time. I be acting awkward as hell when I'm caught off guard. You could tell I be nervous. Hands be shaking. So he was just like, you good? I'm like, yeah, you good? Cause like, you touching my thigh right now. So he like, yeah, I'm straight. Y'all, I literally just moved his hand and I laughed. Like, I kind of just brushed it off. Literally laughed like, and I literally just started laughing because I didn't know what else to say. He laughed too. It got awkward again. This is what sent me off that night. After the dead silence, I just kind of picked up my phone and I'm on my phone. And he was just over there still smoking, like kind of laid back. Like, you know how niggas be. He just like. And I'm just on my phone because I'm like, this is awkward. Y'all, this man put the blunt in his left hand. I know this because I was looking on the corner of my eye. Like, not even looking on the corner of my eye, but you know, like, damn, that shit hot. You know how like you kind of could see out your peripheral, whatever the hell it's called, your peripheral vision, you know. He put the blunt in his left hand. And I'm like, damn, what, did the right hand get tired? I ain't thinking much of it, but I'm observing though. Put it in his left hand. He turns my way and grabs my face and kisses me. I literally just kind of pushed him away. I was like, oh, okay. I was like, I gotta go home. I gotta go. And then he was like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm gonna go in the crib too. I'm like, I will hope so. And he got out the car. Literally, like, he gathered all his things. He wasn't even done smoking. He gathered all his things. He got out the car. And I just kind of like was standing, like staring straight ahead. Like, and then he closed the door, walked off, and went up to his house. And I'm be honest, y'all, he was fine, but it caught me off guard. So I'm not, it's not that I wanted it or that I didn't want it. He literally caught me off guard. Like, I didn't know, like, I don't want to just, I'm not gonna kiss you back because we ain't never did that before. Like, we never talked about that before. We never did that before. So what are we doing? You know, like, it was so weird. So I just went home. I thought I was gonna get a text from him that night, like him explaining or whatever. He didn't. He never texted me. But now the next morning I woke up and I had a text from him. And the text was just basically like him apologizing. He really didn't say much through the text. It was, yo, my bad from yesterday. That's the first text he sent. And I texted him back and I was like, yeah, what was that about? Like, and he blamed it on him being high. I said, okay, yeah. I'm like, yeah, you probably wasn't. Maybe it was you just being high, you know? Oh, y'all, hold on. Let me get a thumbnail. Because I always forgot. Always forget. By the way, thanks. I thought about doing a mukbang / story time from Nasir. In the pizza he had looked good, but I wasn't gonna eat pizza at first. I just didn't know what to eat, so I did a poll on my story. Y'all wanted me to do Chick-fil-A or pizza, and y'all was like pizza, so. But, okay, come on. So yeah, he just blamed it on him being high. And I was like, okay. He was like, yeah. He was like, what are you doing today? And I was like, nothing, probably making a YouTube video. Like, that's usually always my response. So he was like, oh, well, if you're not doing nothing later after 5, maybe we could kick it. And I wanted to say, like you just ain't do that yesterday. Like, I'm not slow. Like, don't blame it on you being high. Like, substance isn't gonna do that to you. Like, substance doesn't control your sexuality. Like, you know? It doesn't. So, and then for as long as I know him, like, y'all, like, literally he was a type, like, he was comfortable with me, like, you know, like, not going through his phone, but being like, you know how like I'd be like, oh, let me log into my Instagram or something, or blah blah blah. They'd be like, yeah, here, you know. And you know how some people be like standoffish, they don't want you. He was the type, like, he was cool. Like, he literally had a girlfriend, and that was probably the most person that texts his phone other than me. Like, so it was so fucking weird. I don't know, like, I think I would have noticed or something, you know what I mean? So y'all, hold on, because this shit is getting spicy. This shit is getting spicy. So boom, I'm missing my sauce right there. I told him, I said, maybe so. Because I really didn't have intentions on seeing him after 5 because I was scared. But then 5 o'clock came and I seen him. No, it wasn't 5, but it was maybe like, it was a little bit after 5. It was like 7. Because I remember, because I had got finished filming. I filmed 2 videos that day. And, you know, he was like, you trying to slide to my house? And I was like, you don't want to just like grab some food? Y'all, I'm not even gonna lie too. I also was scared. Like, I was really scared to like him because I just was like, I don't know. I was just scared. So anyway, I just went to his house and me expecting like things to be somewhat normal because I've been over his house before, you know. I always see his mom, his siblings. I get there and the house is fucking empty. Like, Cyrus came to the door and when I walked in, the fucking house was empty. Like literally. And I knew nobody was there because it was quiet than a fucking mouse. Like, his house was never quiet. Like, you know how you got children, you got kids, like, it's always was some type of noise. So I'm like, dang, why it's so quiet? But okay. So then I told him, I said, where your mom at so I could go speak? He said, oh, she not here. What? Like, your mom's like, oh God, it's one of those. So he like, yeah, she's not here. I'm like, where's she at? Now I remember him saying she had to go out of town, but I don't remember it being that day. So I said, that's so funny. So you didn't go home last night and then mysteriously your mama gone. And then you didn't tell me shit about her being gone. You invite me over today. I just thought, I don't know, maybe I'm tripping. I just thought you would have told me that. I thought that's something I should know. So he like, yeah, she gone. She'll be back, such and such, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay. So I'm thinking we about to sit on the couch. Even though I know when I do come over, we always usually like are in his room. But since his mom is like that, I'm just assuming we just don't sit on the couch. Because I felt like something was gonna go down, y'all, like literally. And you know, it may have happened. But we gonna get there. He like, yeah, let's go upstairs to my room. We go upstairs to his room and we sitting down. He's sitting down on like this little beanbag chair he had, and I'm sitting down on the bed. Y'all, my heart was pumping because it was awkward. I didn't know what the fuck to say. He's smoking again. It was bad. Like, it was it was bad. Like, woo! So I got scared and I literally just asked him, I said, yo, can I use your bathroom right quick? And he like, you know where it's at? I'm like, yeah. He like, why you ask? I'm like, I don't know. So boom, I go to the bathroom to collect myself, y'all. I'm sitting there having a fucking midlife crisis. Like, I'm so scared. Like, in my head, I'm thinking, like, I need some type of excuse on the leave. Because, what the hell? So, I end up calming myself down. I go back in the room. I go sit on the bed. Y'all, hold on. Damn, I need to take a break from this. This shit hot. So, I go sit on the bed. Back on the spot that I was. I'm sitting on, like, the end of the bed. But, like, the end of the bed. Y'all know what I mean? Like, the corner end of the bed. Yeah. He cuts his game on. He gets to play in his game. And me, I'm just on my phone, like, whatever, you know. We saying a few words to each other here and there, blah, blah, blah. But for the most part, we both occupied. Whatever game he was playing, he put the fucking controller down and walked out of the room. So now I'm like, where the fuck is he going? Like, everything was so suspicious to me because I was scared. He walks out of the room. He comes back maybe like 7 minutes later, y'all. It was a long ass 7 minutes. And I said, when he came back, I said, where did you go? Like, what you just do? And he talking about something. I just needed some fresh air. For what? Like, what? Like, for what? So, you know me, overthinker, big thinker here. I'm thinking in my head, like, he needed fresh air because he trying to touch on me. Like, he want my goodies, and he probably overwhelmed, and he want to touch me. Like, that's what my mind was, because I was really thinking, like, he was trying to touch on me. So, boom. This leads me into this. He was like, can I talk to you about something? And I'm just like, fuck, here we go. It's about to happen. I'm like, what's up, Cyrus? And he was like a dead ass serious conversation. What's up, man? He was like, you know, you damn near know everything about me, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah. Y'all, I already knew what this man was about to say. If it wasn't him telling me like he liked dudes, it was something close to it. So he just steady like trying to get to the point. And I'm like, bro, like I'm like, what you trying to tell me? And he's like, so first we yesterday, like, he was like, I'm not gonna lie, like, I've been wanting to do that for a minute now. And I'm like, for real? And he like, yeah. I'm like, so I'm just letting him talk. He going on saying how like he was scared to do it, plus he had a girlfriend at the time, such and such, yada yada yada, blah blah blah. And I asked him, I said, so are you bisexual? I said, so you like dudes? And he told me, he was like, that's what I gotta talk to you about. I'm like, okay, like what? And he's like, I'm not attracted to guys. He's like, I never thought about anything like sexual or intimate or, you know, in that way with a guy up like until I met you. And then I start thinking like that. I said, bro, like, I known you since 2017. It's 2020. What made you get the balls to say this now? And he's like, for one, I had a girlfriend at the time. Two, you was talking to a guy, and I didn't have the balls to. I was like, okay. I'm like, so what? I'm like, so you like me? Y'all, I was so confused, literally, like, and he was like, yeah, but I don't want shit to be weird. Like, he was like, I know I tweaked yesterday. I was doing a lot. I don't know, like, I seen you. I know I'm single. I know you single, and it's just something that I wanted to do, and I thought that you was gonna like it. And I told him, I said, see, that's your issue there. I said, just because I like niggas don't mean that that's okay to just for niggas to go around kiss me. Like, it don't work like that. Like, and then on top of that, like, we was cool and we never did that before, so like, you can't catch me off guard like that. Like, no, you can't, like, y'all know what I mean. Like, you know how straight people always assume because you gay, you just like every nigga. Like, no, it don't work like that. Anyway, y'all, this shit started getting like real weird. Like, very weird. He started doing this thing that I noticed that he would do, like, when he was like semi-flirting. It was like he would do like a little smirk, and like, I don't know, like, he get like that little, I don't know, like that little manipulative look. I don't know how to explain it. Like, you know how niggas always be like, yeah, no, like that shit, like that, like the cringy shit. It wasn't cringy, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Like, he started doing shit like that. Like, his whole tone changed, and then he started walking up to me, and I'm just like, Lord God, please, I'm not ready for this. Like, I don't know how to, like, I don't know how to deal with this. Like, this too much. Lord God, I already just got out of a little situation, me thinking that the person I was talking to was a girl. So I don't know, like, I'm not ready for this. Lord God, why can't you just, oh God, like, I'm not ready for this. So he's walking up to me. Mind y'all, I told y'all I'm on the edge of the bed. And he was like, but don't act like I just ain't say what I said to you when I started my sentence. And I was like, what are you talking about? And he like, I told you, like, I low-key like you. Y'all sitting there panicking, like, I was so scared, bro. So I was like, oh, okay. And he was like, do you like me? And I was like, I was like, yo, I was so choked up. I was so fucking choked up. And he just kept walking up towards me. And then he like put his arms on my thighs and was just getting closer and closer and closer and closer and closer. And all I wanted to do was get closer and closer and closer and closer to God. So at this point, I still didn't answer his question. I'm just sitting there like, and y'all, he's probably like this close to me now, looking at me. And I'm like, I gotta go. So I literally slid like under his arm. I grabbed my keys off the dresser and I just kind of just walked straight towards the door. I just walked straight towards the door, y'all. Like, the shit was, it was so dramatic, but I didn't know what the fuck to do, like, cause I just walked to the door. So he literally grabbed my fucking arm and was like, oh my god. Oh wait, this shit is hilarious. He literally grabbed my arm and pulled me back and was like, wait, no, like, don't leave. And I was like, and he like, I'm not trying to make shit weird. I'm not trying to make shit awkward. And I told him, I said, look, hold on, just give me a second. So he was like, he was like, what you mean a second? I'm like, just give me a second. He was like, okay. He let my arm go. Y'all, I just went downstairs. I went outside and I was out there for maybe like a good 10 minutes. I sat out there because I was just thinking like, what the fuck? Like, I didn't want to leave because I felt like it was something that we could talk about. But then I didn't also want to go in there and then feel pressured or, you know, so I just kind of did the smart thing and just kind of got me a little time, a little air. So my 10 minutes was up. I went back in the house and I go back upstairs and he's sitting there, like, you could tell he was sitting there thinking before I walked in the room, because as soon as I like pushed the door open, he hurried up and grabbed his phone like he was on it or something. So me, after I calmed down, I literally just like, I walked up to him because he was still sitting down on this bean bag chair. I walked up to him and I put my arm out, like I put my hand out like this, and he just grabbed my hand and I held his other hand, so we holding it like this. And I'm just like, look, it's not that I don't like you or that I do like you. I don't, this is unexpected. Like, you catching me off guard. Like, I don't know what's going on. Like, yesterday you kissed me, it was touching on me, and like, how do you expect me to respond to that? Like, we ain't never did nothing like that before, so why do you think that's okay, you know? And he's like, yeah, I get it. I'm like, yeah, like, so, like, what do we, like, so, and then I asked him, I said, before I actually continue, like, what are your intentions? And he was like, I never dated a guy before, I never talked to a guy before, never did shit with a guy before. He was like, and this is really my first time me feeling anything for a guy. He was like, so I want to try whatever. And I was like, what do you mean whatever? Like, are you talking about like, he's like, no, like talking to you. And he told me straight up, he was like, I don't think I'm ready to do that with a dude. I was like, okay. I ain't gonna lie, I thought you was trying to Bill Cosby me. You know, you kept on pulling out this weed and I don't know, I thought it was a secret aroma in the air that I'm gonna pass out and you was gonna, you know, exit on me. Like, you know, like, I don't. So I was a little scared, you know, I was a little skeptical. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, so you want to date me? And he was like, I mean, if that's cool with you. And I was like, I told him, I said, you know, it don't work like that. I said, let's start off simple. Like, I know I'm always around you, but when I'm always around you, I get the straight Cyrus. Like, I don't get the flirtatious one, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, all these years I had been flirting with you though. Like, I haven't said anything about a flirt with you. And I'm like, can't tell. He was like, cause you always said I was playing or stop playing or, oh, you know, this and that or blah, blah. And I was serious. I was like, well, if you would have touched my thigh back in 2017 like how you did now, then maybe I would have fucking knew, but you didn't do that. So, you know, and then I said maybe we could try something. Cause I mean, he wasn't ugly. He wasn't ugly, he was cute. And I mean, I already knew him and stuff. It's just, you can't catch me off hard like that. Like, it ain't even been a full 24 hours and you already trying to touch my derriere. Like, what? So I'm like, Cyrus. I'm like, okay. So he was like, can I at least get a hug? I was like, a hug? Wait, I don't, wait, you still move too fast. Oh, hey. He was like, can I? So I'm like, yeah. You know, I hugged him, give him one of the little hugs. And I was like, you know. And then that whole night, y'all, we literally was just talking about like how he feels about it. Cause he was explaining how it kind of eats him up in the inside as far as like, he been thinking about this for a minute and he felt like he's bisexual, which you are. And it was something new to him. He didn't know how to deal with it. Like, he was, you know how straight guys be, and he was going through that hating himself phase. Like, he was going through that phase. So we just kind of talked about it for the night and we just had good energy and good vibe. I want to say it was like 2 weeks after that, like us being around each other more, talking more, we got more comfortable. Like, it took me a whole week and a half to just let him kiss me after all of that, like, you know, because it was still fucking weird. Like, I low-key felt like it was a setup. That's what I thought it was. But then I'm like, I know it's not a setup. Like, I don't even know why that was in my head. I just don't be trusting people. Like, I don't care how long I know you. If you do something that we never did before, like, it gets real weird, you know? So anyway, we started seeing each other like almost every day since then. And it was so crazy because his mom came back in town, so we didn't have time to actually, like, I saw him, but you know, like how people be on that freaky stuff. Like, I wasn't ready for that. He definitely wasn't ready for that. Like, if he even know what a booty hole looked like. But you know, it was different. So when we had our first kiss, it was simple, it was cool, and I wasn't so scared anymore. Like, I'm like, okay, maybe whatever, we could try whatever. So we start talking more, and you know, and I would say that we were dating. We dated for like a month, okay? And within that first month, we tried some shit. Like, it was hard for me because he didn't know how to be with a dude, and it was hard for him because he didn't know how to be with a dude. Like, it was still new. So we tried a lot of stuff. Like, our first time trying to, you know, have sexual intercourse, that didn't work. Still to this day, I didn't even do anything with that man. But okay, well, that's a lie. We did it one time, but it wasn't like a, okay, y'all, I'm explaining. So look, we were, this night, within the first month of us dating, this night his mom went to work, and I literally just told him, I'm like, I want to come over, like, you know, like, I'm just chilling here, like, I could really be laid up with you, blah blah blah. He was like, yeah. I'm like, yeah. So we cuddled before, within like the first week when his mom went to out of town. We cuddled, but it wasn't much. Like, we just kind of cuddled, you know. So then this time around, like, we were cuddling and we laying down, and you know, blah blah blah, and like we start kissing each other, and it went the way that it was supposed to go, but things was just like, it was like with an amateur, like, I don't know, it's like, y'all, how can I explain it? Like, when he didn't, you know how people, they just, oh, how can I explain this? Like, you know, with a okay, let's say with a person who never had sex before, you kind of gotta guide them, right? This man was poking and pushing and blah blah blah. I had to explain, like, it don't work like that, you know. You gotta eat the boom boom and blah blah blah. So, you know, which he did that, and it was okay. It just was still a lot. And then he tried to push and push and push. That didn't work. But even before then, like, I told him, like, who have you had other than your girl? Because you gonna have to wear a condom. And when was the last time, you know? And he like, now you know, blah blah, such and such. I would have told you. I was like, yeah, you would have told me. And he knew at that time, like, I wasn't fucking on nobody. I wasn't having sex with nobody. Like, after that whole little situation with, you know, Alex, like, I'm like, So y'all, that man, like, it wasn't it. Like, he probably got like a good, I'm not gonna lie, maybe like a good 10 strokes in, but it wasn't it. Like, he literally, he even knew it wasn't it. He just pulled out, he was like, this ain't gonna work, is it? I was like, it's not. That night happened, and after that we tried to talk. We talked a little bit more, and we were good on a talking point. Like, we were dating, we was cool, we was able to kiss and stuff, but when it came to the sexual aspect of it, it just wasn't it. Like, so it just wasn't it. And then I just kind of called it off too, because like, I told him, like, I don't think we gonna work, because for one, you just are coming into who you are, and you are a DL man, because I don't expect you to go tell your mom right away, or, you know, go run. Like, you still fighting yourself for even feeling this way. So I just kind of called it off. I'm like, we should just be cool. And he was like, okay. So make a long story short, we tried it, it didn't work, and we just been cool. We still cool to this day. It's just I don't speak to him as much. He's calling right now. JKS potential scam. Nah, but yeah, like, I talked to him maybe like twice a week. Yeah, it's just like little stuff, but yeah, it just didn't work out. Still a great guy though. Still love him to death. Just, you know, didn't work out. Also, I asked him if it was okay for me to tell his story time. So before y'all get to being like, how y'all usually on the comments, oh, someone's gonna run across your video and you're gonna be in big trouble, pal. You're gonna be in so much trouble, pal. Shut up, like, please. Anyway, y'all, I'm full. The camera's about to die. I love y'all so much. I hope that y'all enjoyed this video. Make sure that you like, comment, subscribe. Click that bell on the side so that you be notified. Make sure to tell a friend or two, because it is good for you. Also, the story time was a little bit quick today because the camera was about to die, and it's about to die right now. So, I love y'all, and yeah. If y'all want some more story times, let me know. Look at that pizza. Pizza, pizza. It's a pizza.